Oh my god, guys, do I have a super awesome video for you guys today. This is going to be freaking amazing, so if you guys want to press that little green button at the bottom there, it'd be freaking fantastic. I have 4 games here, which are all going to be super ridiculously awesomely fun. They're facing the exact same person on 4 different maps, basically doing 4 different types of strategies, I suppose you could say, and they're all extremely fun, and hopefully you guys like them. I'm using kind of the same strategy here for most of my games, but obviously every single game is going to be different because I want to show you guys that even though we have the same basic strategy going on most of the games, it really doesn't matter that much because you can completely change the game depending on how you send balloons, how you upgrade your towers, what kind of map you're playing on. So it really doesn't matter that you even start off doing mostly boomerang cannon starts or boomerang spike factory starts. You can really change it up. So really, realistically, what's going on here, guys? First of all, you have to start off with the boomerang. I think that's one of the best ways to do it, and depending if you want to or not, you can upgrade to a 3-0 boomerang, or you can upgrade to a 0-3 or 2-3 boomerang in any sort of order that you really want. Obviously, it depends, and you got to perfect the way you like to do it. Don't just listen to other people and just magically decide one way or the other. You actually should think about what you're doing, guys. So, like I said, we have 4 freaking awesome games here. I do win them all. I am showing you all the games that I've played with him today, which obviously I'm playing on the private battles right now, just in case you guys wanted to know. The private battles are still not open to the public, I'm sorry. You know, if you're a really happy forum goer, you can probably find somebody to tell you about it, but I'm not going to, so please don't bother me about that. I will not tell you how, and I just don't want to get in trouble, and I don't want to postpone the release of Bloons Tower Defense battles, private battles. Anyways, what's actually going on right now? Well, first thing you're going to notice is I'm actually going quite a bit of economy here. I already have a 370 something in-game economy here, and I'm going to go a bit higher. I figured this game was probably going to be pretty long because on this map usually you're going to go mostly economy because this map usually you go pretty far. Now I'm not saying you have to go to round 18 or anything like that, but it does often happen, especially with good players that know how to go mostly economy. Because a lot of the times you're really not going to find a super crazy weakness in somebody's defense there around 13 or 15 or 17. Usually you gotta wait until Moabs come around, and then you can get some sort of super awesome regen ceramic rush or Moabs mixed in the middle there, and you can get some awesome rushes once you get to level 18 or 19 or 20. But before that, sometimes it's really hard to beat these players who know how to go good economy and know how to actually make a good defense here, and without and with them attacking you as well, and both of you guys surviving. So that can be a little bit difficult as well. So what you're going to notice here is my enemy is not going any farms this game, so I'm going to take advantage of that, and I'm going mostly economy. I went mostly farms here. I went with 3, just 1-0 farms. Obviously, like I say in most of my videos, it doesn't matter if you go 2-0 farms, 1-0 farms. They're both about the same thing. Don't worry, guys. It's not really going to matter too much. Sometimes I like to go 2-0 farms just because it's an easy sell if I need to get my camo detection for my monkey village, which I have been doing on most of my games. I just wait until I need camo detection, and then I get it. Otherwise, I don't need it. I'm not going to spend $2,000 on random camo detection. Also, what that leads to is my enemy thinking that I don't have camo detection, which makes me say, oh, guess what, they're going to send camo pinks out at me or something like that. I can upgrade. Oh my god, it's happening! Camo pinks, what am I going to do? First thing I do is sell my banana farm, and then I try and get as fast as possible. I get my monkey village up to 0-2. And obviously, I didn't do as fast as I wanted to, but that's not too bad. I'm not too worried. I only lost like 40 lives or something like that. I'm still have 81 left. I'm not too worried yet, guys. Plus, I got my camo detection. The only problem is I did sell 2 of my farms right there to try and make sure I have enough defense for level 13. Obviously, for level 13, not camo, but just regen rushes in general can be a huge problem, especially if people save up enough money, which it seems like he could have saved up quite a bit of money to go for a level 13 regen rush on me. So I made sure I had at least 2 3-0 boomerangs, which usually can fend a regen rush pretty darn well, and then I decided to make a good defense level 15. I don't see anything that's really going to destroy him just yet, so I have to wait. I can't just send out a crazy rush at him, just hoping for the best. You usually don't want to do that. You want to wait until you're going to say, I know what's going to beat him, I'm going to send it out right now, and I'm going to win. That's what you want to hear, that's what you want to do. So for level 15 or 16, the best thing I could possibly do is probably get a 4-2 cannon, or at least a 4-0 cannon. Those are really, really good versus ceramics, especially when you have a couple boomerangs to supplement your cannon. Obviously I have camo detection and everything like that. So what am I going to send out? Obviously, I don't even know. I'm thinking probably some sort of Moab or something. That sounds like it would be a good move, because he really doesn't have very much Moab popping power. But you gotta watch out, because what if he sends a Moab out at me? I gotta make sure I'm faster than him. So the first thing I'm gonna do is, as soon as I can, I gotta send my Moab out. So I'm ready, I'm already clicking this thing. I gotta click that, click-a-tastic. And then I get that Moab out as fast as possible. And what I want to do is I want to make sure if he sends a Moab out at the exact same time as me, I'm actually just going to freaking sell all my towers and not pop the Moab. Well, if he pops the Moab, I'm pretty sure all those ceramics are just going to run right through before my Moab actually gets popped. So that's usually how I deal with it. But he didn't send anything out at me, so I'm like, okay, fine. Let's just hope this Moab kills him. And if not, I still have some reasonable amount of money to send some other stuff at him. And luckily, it actually went all the way through, and I won that game. I think he was expecting that 2-4 boomerang to actually kill that Moab for him. If you use it early enough, 2-4 boomerang can be extremely effective versus Moabs. So I don't usually do that often, just because I usually have something else for my Moabs, for example, Moab Maulers or something like that, if I can save up enough money. But last game I just figured, you know what, I'm just going to go for a full-out attack. I'm just going to be faster than him and hopefully win with that. And it worked out. So, now what do we got? We got Yin Yang, which, by the way, I'm like 99% sure it's not Yin Yang, it's Yin Yang. Just so you know. If you wanted to know, I don't know, maybe a cool fact for you. But lots of people tend to say Yin Yang and not Yin Yang. Not that it matters that much, because I don't know, I guess I just have these kind of little things that kind of irk me every once in a while. I guess you could call them pet peeves. I do have some pet peeves. This is kind of just a random tangent, not that you guys care that much, but my random tangent, my pet peeve is if I'm ever sharing pop with somebody and they lose the carbonation. That's just my biggest pet peeve. Like, just relax. You don't have to shove the pop up really fast, shove it really down. Just relax. Drink the pop nice and smooth. Keep the carbonation in the pop. You don't have to shake it all up while you're drinking it. No, you're losing all the carbonation. Why? There's not infinite carbonation. It does go away. So anyways, okay, I'm sorry that I went on that random tangent about losing carbonation in pop, but it has really gotten me in the past. And it was actually with one of my ex-girlfriends. And she really hated that I did that. Anyways, okay guys, let's get back to Bloons Tower Defense battles here. Come on guys, you gotta get back, gotta make sure I'm on top of things here. Anyway, so I did a little bit of a different strategy here. I started off with a cannon instead of going 0-3 boomerangs or 3-0 boomerang. And the reason I did that is because this map, boomerangs are not as good as most other maps. Plain and simple, boomerangs are good, but there's other ways to deal with those big rushes of reds and big rushes of blues, and I think starting off with a cannon and a boomerang can actually be extremely awesome. Those cannons are not going to let any reds or any blues get by. Now you do have to watch and be careful for pinks, but that's why you have your 0-3 boomerang there, or you can upgrade it up to 2-3 boomerang whenever you feel like it, and you still have a good economy because you still have that farm there. So honestly, I think this is a really good way to start in Yin Yang. Yin Yang, it's a excellent strategy. Anyway, so even though I am starting with the same towers here, guys, I'm using them differently, and I'm making the games interesting and different. Now, if you notice, I'm still facing the same person. This is Joey Rainstorm, and he has a battle score of like 2,500 or so, just in case you guys wanted to know. You've probably seen it anyways, and you'll probably see it more. But so this is a pretty good player. He's not like he has a bad win percentage or anything like that. He's like 240 and like 130 or so he's pretty darn good. I think a little bit better. I did win 4 games against him. Nothing against him. He's a good player. Well, like I said, I think I had a little bit of an advantage with playing quite a few more games. I played almost 200 more games than him. At least 100, if my math is off. But I'm going mostly farms, and one thing I'm going to notice is he has 2 tack shooters only. So, whoa, guys, only 2 tack shooters. I mean, if somebody only has 2 tack shooters, you can actually get a pretty good rush through them. Not blacks. Blacks aren't going to do it. But you guys will see this super awesome, fantastic rush I actually do right here. I wasn't actually expecting to win with this rush. I was actually just expecting to get a lot of lives lost on him, or lots of damage to him. But I actually won with a kind of weird strategy that not that many people often do. I do it sometimes to people who go too much economy, And you guys could probably use this against me every once in a while, but I'm usually have fast enough reactions to actually solve the problem if somebody does this against me. But this is what I did, guys. I was like, ooh, level 8 regrows. I better save up a little bit of money, but regrow yellows. Ooh, that's interesting. Not that many people go regrow yellows. They usually go for something higher than that. But when you have only tack shooters, you're really not going to stop that yellow regrow rush. So I actually kill him here. I do. I actually finish him off here. I don't know how many lives I actually beat him by, but I did beat him. So that was a pretty interesting game that you usually don't see. You don't usually see a win on level 8, but he was going a little bit too much economy. I had quite a bit of economy as well, but I think I had a little bit better defense with my 2-3 boomerang there, because boomerangs are obviously a little bit better than tack shooters. Not anything against him. Tack shooters are a good way to start, and they're really good for economy as well, because they don't cost that much. You can get like a 3-0 tack shooter, and he's extremely effective with his popping power compared to a boomerang. I know I did another different strategy here, at least starting off wise, with my towers. I started off with the A farm like usual. Excuse me. And then I got a boomerang right away, but I didn't start sending balloons out at my enemy right away. I just said like right away like 5 times in a row. I'm sorry that I'm sorry when I say a lot of things right in a row. It makes me sound kind of stupid, and I realize that, but okay, that doesn't really matter too much. So I actually got a spike factory right here. And instead of sending a bajillion balloons out of my enemy, I figured I'm going to make a reasonable defense that he's not going to make me lose a bajillion lives in the beginning here. I have a decent economy because I got my farms, and now I can start sending out balloons at my enemy. So I'm at least going to send out some reds. I think with a spike factory and a 3-0 boomerang, you're really not going to lose very many lives, if any, at least until level 4. Once level 4 happens, you got to watch out for those pinks. If he sends lots and lots of pinks at you, you need for sure a 3-0 boomerang or you're going to die, guaranteed. And even if he spaces those pinks out every once in a while, actually a lot of balloons can actually get by. So depending on how you send your balloons at your enemy, this could be a somewhat bad defense, but not very many people actually know how to beat this, at least in my opinion. So maybe by me telling you this, I'm actually basically telling you guys how to beat me, and that could be bad for me. My record could be suffering soon, guys. I don't know. But here's the thing. If I'm helping you guys get better records, that's fine by me, even if it means you're beating me. But honestly, I think I have the advantage because I played probably more games than you guys, and I just think I'm a better player. I'm not saying I'm way better than every single person that ever existed. I just think on average, I'm better than most of my viewers. And nothing against you guys. I guess I just like to think positive about myself. I like to think I'm a good player, so I can play good. And if I just thought I was a terrible player, I wouldn't be making these videos, right? Anyways, let's keep going on with these videos. I don't mean to sound too confident or sound overconfident and make myself sound kind of like an a-hole here. But no, I do think I'm a pretty decent player, and I like to try and show it. So sometimes I actually do fun games with myself, just because I think I actually have the advantage most games. So I actually like to play fun games instead of just trying to win every single game. So I go with different strategies here and there every once in a while, as you guys have seen. I don't always go boomerangs and spike factories or boomerangs and cannons. I do mix it up every once in a while, but I do think boomerangs and cannons or boomerangs and spike factories are one of the best mixes to start off with, unless you're facing some sort of ice stall. Then you're pretty much screwed. You should probably just surrender as soon as they start doing the ice stall, because you're just wasting your time. Anyways, like I usually say, on levels like the temple and stuff like that, you guys probably want to go more farms than sending out balloons. So my economy is actually 334, I believe, unless I'm misreading that. It's only 334, and I'm going mostly farms here. So I have 3 2-0 farms, which is a lot of farms, especially for the temple. People usually say, don't get that many farms in the temple, or don't spend too much money on economy for the temple. But I was actually able to afford that because he's really not sending very many balloons out at me. Now, he could go for some sort of rush on me right now. So that is my weakness right now, but I realize that. So I am ready to build extra towers just in case I do need to. So just in case, I'm always ready to sell my farm and build a couple 2-3 boomerangs or something like that. I'm just always ready for that. So just make sure you guys realize you need to be on your tippy toes when you're going mostly economy like that, and you do need to sell your farms every once in a while, or at least get ready for them to be sending out crazy balloons at you. So now what you can notice is I didn't even go with camo detection, and I just went straight, okay, level 13, he doesn't have that good of a defense, I'm just going to send out a bajillion regrows at him. And yes, I did send out a bajillion regrows at him, and I easily overtook him. without any camo detection and without even that many boomerangs. He could have done the same thing to me and actually overtook me, but I'm always ready to make a defense if I need to, but I figured I could win if I beat him to the punch, and I did. So sometimes it's kind of a guessing game. He could do the exact same thing versus you, and he could just barely beat you just because you kind of get unlucky with lag or something like that. But I think for the most part, just be ready to send out balloons or make a defense depending on what your enemy has. Now I saved the best game for last, guys. I think this was a really fun game. I think you guys are going to be super interested in this one. It's obviously versus the same person here. I started off with the farm again, which I normally do, and then I get my boomerang just like usual. I put it kind of in the middle here. I figured, hey, the middle seems like the best place to start it off. Start off with the boomerang now. That's what I've decided. I'm going to start off with the boomerangs in the middle now. Probably right around there, because the boomerang still can hook around pretty much both sides if you actually put them in the right spot. They can hook around pretty much everywhere, and they work out really well. I did start sending out balloons right away, so I didn't actually try and save up for a 0-3 boomerang or a 3-0. I just started sending out balloons, and I realized, hey, he really doesn't have that much. He did the same thing I did. He went with a farm, and he went with a boomerang to start, but he's not sending balloons out at me. That's the difference here. So I actually have an advantage in economy right now, and I realize that. So I need to not send out too many balloons and have him overtake me, or just start sending out pinks or something like that, and me not really even have any sort of boomerang to defend myself, which would totally suck. So we got a 3-0 boomerang fast enough there, because he really didn't send out too many balloons at me, and that's not bad. He didn't lose any lives actually, but I don't have any lives lost either, and I have a higher economy. So you guys might want to think about how you're actually going to send out your balloons at your enemy to start off. I think starting off, you should probably almost always start off sending out balloons, unless you really want to start off getting a 0-3 boomerang or something like that. This level is a bit longer usually, because it is kind of it kind of has like a long path length, I guess you could say. And what that means is usually you want to send out more balloons against your enemy compared to building more farms, for the most part. Not exactly for sure every single time you got to build or make more balloons, but it's just a rough guesstimate. That's what you guys should probably do. Now this game, I start off with a 2-3 boomerang, and he's not really sending very many bad balloons at me, like pinks, and he doesn't really send too many blacks at me, even though my 2-3 boomerang will probably beat the blacks. But I also notice he's not really sending many balloons at me. Now what I do is, you guys know I usually don't send bottom level balloons, but I did today. I sent out black balloons, because a 3-0 boomerang is obviously not that great versus black balloons. But once he got his 2 boomerangs, I'm like, you know what, I gotta stop now. I made him waste all his money buying that extra 3-0 boomerang, and that makes him stop getting farms, and I really didn't spend that much money. Black balloons really are not that expensive. They help my economy out just a little bit, and so I think that's extremely helpful. Now I did start sending out even more green balloons on level 7, and the reason why I did that is because I think this game's going to last a while, guys. I don't think this is going to be a level 13 round game. I think this is going to go a little bit further than that, because I feel like he spent a lot of his money. He really doesn't have that much money. He doesn't have that many farms, but so that being said, we both have reasonable economies here, and we both have reasonable defenses. Even with those 2 3-0 boomerangs, I really can't get a good regrow rush on him, and that means I at least have to wait till level 15 when ceramic rushes are around, but he's going spike factories and stuff, and that's usually not even that good versus ceramic rushes. So, I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit of a noob cake when it comes to this this game here, guys. I probably should have lost this one. He played fairly well, and when I say fairly well, he probably should have won. I guess I just got lucky that he might not have noobed, but he should have done something else, but he was probably planning to do something, and it didn't actually work out in his favor. So what you can notice is he's building a bunch of spike factories. So he's going a bunch of 0-0 spike factories, and I was thinking, this doesn't really make much sense to me. It doesn't seem like it's going to do that much damage. 0-0 spike factories, really? But, I mean, I guess. So the first thing, what you're going to notice is I'm still building a reasonable economy here, guys. I have a 400 and something, 450, 402 I think. I don't know. I can't see it. It's like 402 or something like that for my economy. And I also have those 2 farms, so I can sell those whenever I need them. I'm at level 14. I still don't have my camo detection. I can get it whenever I want, though. I have the money saved up. But I'm planning on just going for a really nice, solid rush on level 15. That's my plan. I think I'm going to go for just a ceramic rush and just a couple of regrow ceramics right in there, and I should be able to take them down pretty easily. At least that's what I think. It's level 15, first thing I'm going to do, send a couple ceramics, get rid of those road spikes, and then my regrow rush, my regrow ceramics come in here, and they should get regrown by those road spikes, and I should have an easy win here. But look what's happening. He's beating me. Oh no! No! He beat my regrow ceramic rush. I spent a lot of money on that. That's a lot of money I'm down, guys. I have like 2 boomerangs. I don't even have camo detection. I do have 2 farms that I can sell if I really need them. But we're coming up on level 8 freaking teen. What comes on 18, guys? Moabs. And you know what he decided? I don't have a good enough defense. I'm going to send out regrow ceramics at him. So I got really, really lucky that he sent these out on level 17 instead of waiting till level 18. And I barely beat them. Look at that. If I had like 1 less boomerang or I had a couple less seconds here, I definitely would have lost. So the first thing I did, level 18, I'm like, you know what, I need to send out balloons at my enemy. So I send out a Moab, and then I send out a bunch of fast cooldown ceramic hearts. And I actually won the game that way. And that was a really close game, a really good game in my opinion. And so that's all I got for you guys. As always, please press that like button if you want to sub. That'd be awesome. And comments are always appreciated. Thank you, and have a fantastic day.